Hello YouTube, I just wanted to do a quick review of this Workzone saw. Um, so this is a table saw from Aldi. I think it was uh, under £100, I can't remember exactly how much. I've had it for a couple of months now and I've really put it through its paces, as you might be able to tell from the wear on the top. Um, Now looking at the saw, as you can see I've taken the knife off. I don't recommend anyone takes their knife off for cutting against the fence and ripping boards. It's absolutely essential as a safety feature. The reason I took it off is because I was using the mitre sledge uh, for doing cross cuts uh, for making some lap joints on some 4x2s. Um, Now I did a lot of cuts with this yesterday, and after you get the hang of it, you can get a usable cut that you have to clean up afterwards with a chisel. The only issue with that, or the biggest issue with that, is that if you look at this mitre, it's not very well made, and it goes out a square, with any kind of pressure uh, on the mitre. Um, However, for ripping small boards is an excellent saw. The fence is way more than adequate. There's like a scale on each side, so you can set it square and you can rip boards beautifully. I ripped some boards, I was making a box to put my fridge in my camper van, and well, it's a fridge box stroke seat when you're not accessing the fridge, and for ripping down boards it was perfect. Um, However, it got really annoying doing these cross cuts yesterday, and I think I'm going to need to make a better sledge for it. My biggest issue with that is there's only one uh, T-track here, and it's very wobbly. So maybe I can insert a slightly larger piece of plastic into the T-track. So I think I'm going to be, obviously after the Corona lockdown, looking to buy a plastic chopping board, which I can then slice up to make it the right width to slide through the T-track. The other thing which I wanted to do was to build a a fold out shelf on the side, and this was then we're going to have a fixed 60 centimeter fence on it, so I could slide that out, and just for ripping 4x8 sheets into 2 foot sections. So for doing tops of workbenches, and for whatever reason, and then I just wanted to have a fixed fence on that, on a um, fold out table. Um, this setup, how I've got it now, I think is a little dangerous. This is a cheap picnic table from Decathlon or somewhere like that, and it's probably not the best thing to be cutting wood on. In fact, when I was doing my cuts yesterday, I was holding onto it one end and then holding onto the 4x2 on this and doing the cuts like that. And yeah, it was hard work. It was real hard work, and my cuts weren't the cleanest. They were quite dirty cuts. Um, you can't really keep square doing that constantly. As you can see, just by doing that a couple of times here and putting a little bit of pressure on it, this is fully tightened up. It's gone out by half a degree or something. So it's not the best locking mitre gauge in the world, but it's a cheap saw. What do you expect? You can get more expensive mitre sledges off eBay and stuff that may fit into this track, but I'm not sure about that. But you know, so far so good with what I've managed to do with it. Would I buy this again? I would say no. I would go for something a bit more expensive, like the Evolution Rage, you know, which is already good enough to cut 4x8 sheets on. Um, what else? Um, so if you just want something for rip cuts, for cutting down small boards, then this is perfect. You can cut a maximum of 140, 145 mil on this. So you know, cutting boards down, it's perfect. For cutting really small stuff, it's not perfect because there's too much tolerance in this guard, and you know, if you're going to do tiny slithers, they would fall down into there. Another thing I don't like about it is, if I wanted to make a crosscut sledge, like loads you see all over YouTube, this has only got one T-track. So, you know, I'd have to put a bit of a ply, attach it, and then put a T-track in the ply. And then I'd have two T-tracks for a decent sledge. I think for a first table saw, it's okay. If you've never used a table saw before, and you know, you only want it occasionally for ripping the occasional board, it's okay. But although this is my first table saw, I think my skill level has outgrown the capabilities of the saw, mostly because of this. I've been at home because of the Corona lockdown, and I've been doing quite a lot of work on it. So I have in the past tried to use it for ripping down sheets, and it was a big challenge. The best way I still have for ripping down sheets is by attaching a piece of 4x2 to the side and then just cutting with my circular saw. What else can I say about it? The blade's okay. You know, if you go into a cut too quick, it will have some rip. It will, you know, rip away at the wood, or tear. There'll be some tear in the wood, but you know, you just have to do it slower because you know, it's the blade that came with the saw. You know, it's not the best quality blade in the world. You can actually swap it out for a better blade, but you know, by the time you do all these modifications, you might as well have bought a better saw. So to all the people who are thinking of buying one, I would say save up some more, get an Evolution Rage, change up the blades and that, you know, it will do everything you need it to. And it comes in its own stand, so you know, you don't have to make a stand for it, or you know, use something a bit wobbly and dangerous. Anyways, here's my review of the Workzone Table Saw, and I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much.